let me show you how, starting from here, there, how can you create this surface using the best workflow. And this applies to any CAD tool you use, Creo, SolidWorks, Onshape, CATIA, any CAD tool you use. I'll focus on the workflow. And I just go back here. I just start from here. You can create this initial surface. I've used an extrude here. Just create a semicircle there. Extrude it. Then create this data plane and a sketch on top. On that plane, this is the sketch I have. This one is a spline that has two control points, this point and this point, a degree 2 spline, because it has two control points, and these are the dimensions. And this one defines now the top profile here that go up. Now we need to start. There's this sketch I have created that I'm going to use to trim this surface here. Let me just show you. Onto the right plane, create this sketch, also a spline, the degree 2. This is control point here. I can give you dimension of this if you want, but can use any, it doesn't matter. For me, I'm focusing on the workflow using any CAD tool. Yeah. Now, one thing we need to do, using this sketch here, you can trim this using two ways. You can decide to extrude cut or project. For me, I prefer using surface techniques, because for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to use project. You take this cut, you project to this surface. As you notice, it automatically selects the direction for me, right plane, because I started by picking the sketch. If you start by picking the sketch, it selects the sketch plane as the direction reference, because if you go to this sketch plane here, you will see the plane is right plane. Therefore, when you project, it will select this right plane when you select project, and uses this as the direction. But when you select project first, you see now it doesn't know which sketch you're using. Even if you select sketch here, you can see, if you select the sketch, it doesn't know, because you might now decide to change direction, surface, this surface, still it doesn't know. You have to select now the plane for the Creo. Therefore, most of the time, if you're using project, just select the sketch first, then select project. It will automatically select direction for you. And lastly, now next you can take this one here, you can trim using this curve and trim the bottom side, top side here, like that, and I can hide this, and as well hide project. Now, this is what we need to do. We need now to connect this point here using a curve, then here using a curve. We're going to use boundary blend to patch this one here. Then we're going to take this one, mirror this side to get this side. We're going to mirror here, then mirror the other side to get complete side. But now how you create these curves, these two, is the most important thing, and that's the reason why I'm demonstrating using this part to show you how to create these curves properly. Notice this is my front plane, right plane, and this is the plane that has my top profile. Remember we said now we are going to have another here like that. Assuming you want to create a pipe, the three pipes that connect. Maybe you are creating a joint here of three pipes that connect, and this is the profile of the pipe that go on this direction. You can make it circular or this, but I prefer this just for purpose of demonstration. Therefore, the first thing you need to do is at this point, you create a datum curve. Select this point here and this vertex here. This curve we have, ensure that the curve is tangent, this point here, tangent to this face. But here, because we are going to have another surface or another surface that go on the top direction, just say normal to, then show plane, normal to this plane, change direction. You see the curve? So that in case now you decide to create another surface here, this curve will be tangent to that surface. You can say normal to this. I can say the two ways you can do this. You can say normal to this plane, or you can decide to extrude here like that. Just see, it will be the same thing. Let me hide this curve, hide the plane. Let me create another curve here and this point here. If you select this here again, tangent to this, here you see tangent to this edge, you see we are getting similar curve. In fact, we are getting exactly same curve, because now this curve, I'm not saying normal to this plane, I'm saying this to be tangent to this. And you know, I want you to understand, when you say this is tangent to this edge, it is the same thing. Remember, we are saying this to be 90 and here to be 90. It's similar thing of having a plane and saying this to be normal to this plane. It is similar thing. Okay, cancel this. Therefore, I don't need this too. I'm just trying to skip creation of extrude 3. Instead of creating extrude 3, just say this curve normal to the plane. It is similar thing. I'll go back here to my curve. Similar concept applies. If I go this side here, curve from here to here, this one here, tangent to this, but here, instead of tangent to a surface, normal to a plane, like that. This curve here, let me just tweak it a little bit. Let me go to the left view. I want to tweak this curve a little bit. You can go to the tweak curve settings, and I want to pull this control point a little bit like that. Yeah, unfortunately that tweak doesn't have dimensions. I would prefer maybe PTC to consider controlling that tweak the parameters. Yeah, for me, I'm not fan of freestyle. If you go to applications here, this freestyle, I'm not fan of this personally. For me, I like having my design controlled by parameters. I want to control everything using parameters. I'm not fan of freestyle. Some people are fan of freestyle. It is okay. Yeah, I like avoiding where I'm using, like for example, this tweak curve. If I go back to tweak here, there's no dimension. How to go back here? Anyway, now I'm gonna blend this blend direction to second direction, this and this. Now this one here, tangent here, and this here we said normal. These ones here, if you select tangent, there's nothing to be tangent, nothing to be normal, they have to be free. And that free, in surface modeling, you have to avoid free as much as possible. Where possible, avoid free. Especially when you're using symmetry, you must avoid free. For now, I'm going to use that as a free. And now, let me merge this to this. Then I need to select this to mirror this to this plane here. And I can decide to take these two and mirror them on the other side. But let me first of all explain something here. Let me hide these two. Now, if you watch closely, there's this curve here. Let me just go to shade it. If you see this one here, this curve is not supposed to be there. If I go to analysis, the hydro, you see we have 2.2. There's an angle. These two surfaces, they form an angle of 2.2. It means these two surfaces are not tangent to each other. There's a small, very small angle. They are 178. This one is not desirable. Okay? If now I take this surface, did I merge it? Let me merge. For ease of selecting, for not to select this quit and mirror this quit to this plane here. Again, let me hide this one here. Let me just merge these two again here. If I go back to the analysis, go to analysis, the hydro angle, again we have 5. 5 is a lot. This surface is not symmetry. If you go to shaded, you see there's this curve. You can see it. You can see there's this like a line. When these two lines are not okay, when you now start machining this part, maybe using a CNC machining, this one is not okay. You have to ensure that your surface has a smooth transition from one surface to another, continuous flow, so that as you machine the surface using CNC milling machine, you'll have a continuous flow. Now, let me show you how you can fix it. That we can now decide to make, if you want now to go maybe create this pipe here, this is by the way, you can do like this. I'm pressing shift, can go and sweep, and you can see a surface there. Okay, let me see, cancel. Let me just see here, select just one here, sweep a surface, maybe a straight line like that. You can see that surface here. Maybe you want a pipe that goes that direction, you can do that. Then you can mirror this planes, you can see, take this one here, mirror to that, and create your maybe whatever you want to create there. That was by the way. Let me just go back here. I want to show you, you have noticed that when I try to use my shift to select this one here, it is not tangent continuous. You see the reason why I can't even sweep. If I select, yeah, it's not a tangent continuous here. Let me see, you can swap, you can see even this I can sweep because of this edge. See, this edge is causing issues there. This is fixed by these curves. In surfacing, you must understand how to create your curves. You have to create your curves in a proper way. And I said in my previous video, there's a video created about workflow. I said for this surface to be tangent to this surface here, at this point, they must be 90, and this must be 90 degrees for them to be tangent. This surface must be normal to a plane, must normal to be a plane that passes here. Therefore, if I go back here, if it's this plane, you see this plane here, this is my front plane. This surface must be normal to this. We must form a 90 degrees here. at that point. It must be normal. And I'm sure this one here is not normal. Can you measure this angle? These two? No, not that. Can you measure? I don't know. How can you measure this? Surface 2. How can I know this? Let me see. Okay, maybe you can. I don't know. If you know how to measure this angle between this into this, but it must be normal. How can you do that? It is very simple. You go back to curve 1 here, edit this curve 1, only one button. Press curve on a surface. When you select this button and you select this curve, then say OK. Again, when you go back here and say press this on a surface, OK, first for remove, click on this surface here, change, then go back again to a click curve. Yeah, move this a little bit like that. Say OK. This does not solve the issue. But it is a one step of solving the issue. Still, we have it. You can see we still have that curve. If you go to shaded with edges, the edge is still there. Simple one is go back now to your now here. Remember this three. We should have now normal and normal. That solves the problem. You go to now shading, the curve, the edge disappears. There's no edge. You can see it's now smooth, very smooth. If you now go here, it's now very smooth, very smooth. Still you can't sweep. Okay, you can see how smooth it is. If you go to analysis, the hydro, even there's no, if select this edge, you can see now you are getting 0.007. This 0.007 is the tolerance of the card tool I'm using, but now I got a very smooth surface. Yeah, if you check the shadow, you can see how smooth it is. Very smooth. Yeah, you have to ensure that the surface is G1 continuity and very smooth. There's no, you can see there's no edge. The edge that was here disappeared. That is how you can create a smooth surface using curve that are pressed on a plane. Press curve on a plane. Thank you. Let's meet to another advanced video.